Hi, I'm Susan Peterson, and you are listening to Started from the Bottom, an entrepreneur-focused podcast on getting started. Here you will find all the mindset tools and resources you need to just get started. Today, I am talking with Ailani Miller. I've asked Ailani to come on because I'm obsessed with her work ethic and her drive. She works and thinks like an entrepreneur, and because of this, she's been able to create her own career and forge her own path. In this episode, we talk about her getting Lizzo's attention, why active rest is good for you, how to get ahead in your career, and why being yourself is the most powerful thing that you can do. Here's Ailani. So, Ailani Miller, welcome to Started from the Bottom.
I love this. This is amazing.
I'm so happy you came.
No, thank you for having me. Are you kidding me? I was watching this TikTok, and this guy was running the New York Marathon.
Mm-hmm. Tim.
And he's
is
like,
it Jim or Tim?
I can't remember what his name was.
This is life in your 40s. This
No.
is a weekend in your 40s.
No.
Not that guy?
It was this black guy, and he's like he's an athlete, but he was like, this is a video for all those who hang out with the big dogs. Just remember, you're not a big dog. So when I'm invited here with you, I'm like, I hang out with the big dogs, but I'm not a big dog.
Girl. ...
Yet.
Yeah.
But I'm honored to be here.
Okay, can we talk about Lizzo?
Yet.
Can we just go off track?
Do we want to cry right now or what?
Well, it's just so layered, and I really feel like these questions are important, but I want to talk about what happened. So we both went to the Lizzo concert.
We did.
Last week on Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
And I love Lizzo.
Yes.
Ailani loves Lizzo.
Love.
And Lizzo called you out.
Yeah. I mean, I put myself in that position, but yes.
Okay,
she did.
What happened? Let's talk about it.
So there's this point in the concert. I mean, Susan was there, but just so you know,
so
viewers,
people
listeners can know. It's called a set break. So the set breaks are when the band or the backup dancers and even like the performer can take like 10 minutes of just kind of relaxing or getting ready for the closing of the show,
changing her outfit.
Yeah.
So sort of thing.
This set break, she was going back and forth in the arena. She was going left to right. Mm-hmm. And at first I thought,
just walking down her stage. Yeah. She has this really long, 50-foot stage probably.
Yes. Yeah. And I thought, she would stop. But then I noticed that she kept going. Uh-huh. Like, she was like, section this, section that. And I was like, it doesn't stop here. Like, she is going to go all the way through.
And she'd call out specific people, like, I see you, purple shirt, and just make their days.
Super, detailed sequence with the leopard pants, and she was super, super specific. So I was like, oh shit, excuse me for my language.
That's all right.
I was like, and I told myself I didn't know what her concert was. I like to watch concerts before I go to them, but with her I was like, I'll just be surprised. And I was like, my goal was to get on stage with her, thinking that she would do something interactive like that. But she didn't, which is totally fine.
We're okay.
Yeah, we're fine with that.
Yeah.
But then she started to do that, and I was like, this is it. This is that time, you know? So I thought she was going to look at our section. So I literally turned around and started shaking my ass.
You're twerking.
Twerking on the stairs. And I'm giving it my all.
Because you had an aisle seat, so you just stepped out into the aisle and you're twerking.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, I'm not small by any means, even though you're in a stadium and you look small, like a smaller person looks smaller than me, right? So I'm like, there's no way she's going to miss me. And I'm like giving it, when I tell you dancing and twerking's a workout, it's a freaking workout.
You're 150%.
Yeah. So I'm shaking that thing. Mm-hmm. And she's not looking at my section.
No, she was the section
in
front of us.
Right in front of us.
Yeah.
So she turns around to the other side. I'm literally at 200 beats per minute right now. I cannot breathe. I'm sucking in everyone's freaking hot air that they've been singing all concert long.
Yeah, disgusting.
Disgusted. And my friend, he literally turns to me and he's like, you better suck it up because she's going to turn around and this is your opportunity. And I was just like, you're right.
I can do it.
You're right. So even though I was dying, she turned back around. She was looking at our section that we were sitting in. And I was just like, no music, don't know what the F I'm going to do, and just started dancing. Just started dancing. And then she was like encouraging me. She gave me an 8 count. And then she was like, I love you. And I was like, yeah, you do love me. I love you too. And then she's like, what's your phone number? I need your information. And that was that, pretty much.
And she has not followed up.
She's not followed up.
Lizzo.
I know, but you know, she's
bestie.
on tour. I'm thinking I'm going to give her the opportunity, but I don't want to like overload my followers with Lizzo content, but that's what I've been doing.
We got to figure out how you can try out for the next.
I know. So I actually got to the 3rd round of interviews for that show, Big Girls, and I like beat myself up because I just didn't do a good job with like my interview process because I have a full-time job. So it was like, okay, what do I do? My full-time job, or do I take this huge break and, you know, do this show? And it totally showed where my loyalties lied at that time. And if I saw the interview back, I probably would cringe because I just half-ass it, for better words. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
I fully believe that you're going to be dancing on stage with Lizzo. So
it's crazy.
I can see it.
So crazy.
It's going to happen. It's going to be beautiful. Okay, let's talk about that career of yours. How did you get started?
Oh, gosh. Who doesn't know Vivint in Utah, right?
Yeah, hopefully we have listeners outside of Utah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
Actually, we hope we do have a lot of listeners outside of Utah.
I'm hoping there's some Hawaiian people listening for you right
now.
Oh,
yeah. I would love, I mean, and I even after the concert, I got a little bit emotional. Just the way things fall into place, right? And the things that have happened in my life. It's almost, I know it's a movie. You know, I'm not saying I want it to be made into a movie. I just know it's a movie. Like, and I feel like maybe everyone who drives success could make their life a movie, you know, because success comes from really ugly places sometimes. Success is not always beautiful and like easy. Success comes with a lot of hard work and dedication and a lot of rewards, right? But stumbling into Vivint, which is a smart home and innovation company, was just by chance. And it wasn't about the innovation. It wasn't about the cameras. It wasn't about anything like that. It was just a job, actually. I worked in hospitality for years and years. And I was driving from Provo to Park City, and one day I almost died because the roads get crazy out here, right? And my husband's like, your life is not worth the money you're making. Yeah. So just go get another job. Any job, please. Yeah. Just go get another job. So
stop driving to Park City.
Yeah. So he's like, try Vivint. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went from making a ton of money in hospitality and then adding on my tips to literally an entry-level job at Vivint that I almost didn't get. Almost did not get.
What'd you start at there?
I started, and that's another thing. They made up the position I started. This guy, who I love so much, he just took a chance on me, and he's like, I don't have a position for you. You'll outgrow. You're overqualified. Everything I have. So he made up a concierge position for me, just to get my foot in the door. And I only worked in that position for 2 months, and then outgrew and moved on to the next.
And then what'd you move on to?
I was like their asset coordinator. So I was in charge of like their procurement as far as iPads, uniforms, blah, blah, all that kind of stuff, getting that stuff set up. I was only there again for 3-4 months, then got moved to be another assistant manager. I was there for a month and a half. And then, the senior vice president of the director home sales. So for those of you who don't know what Vivint does or what they've done, they have taken the model of door-to-door sales and like expounded it exponentially into different companies. So guys go out and they knock doors. So the senior vice president who was in charge of all of those 5,000 plus guys was looking for an assistant. And everyone was like, you should do it. And I was like, cool, I'll apply. Sat down with him and I told him I'll be the best freaking assistant you've ever had. And he was like, sure, you got the job. And I don't even think he knew at the time what I was going to do with the position, and just extremely like turned it out and made it so different that he made me the chief of staff of his, area. And then after that, I automated myself again, and now I'm in a new position. So
what do you do now?
So now I'm the manager over campus relations and recruiting. So we're pushed with the goal of growing by 11%. May not seem like a lot, but that's like 2,000 plus people that we have to add into our group.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just bringing the boys to the yard.
Oh, you're so good at that.
That's what it is. Yeah. So thank
That's
you.
natural.
Like that's really what it is. Just bringing the boys to the yard and having them, fulfill that part of their lives where they can make a ton of money, by doing that job.
Okay. I love it. Talk to me about like growing up. And like what led you to be so driven?
Yeah. Man, I grew up on the island of Maui, born and raised from a small town called Wailuku. If you talk to anyone who's from my island or not from my island, actually visited my island, they're not from there, they would tell you they went to Lahaina or Kihei, which is like our most like heavily touristy areas. So Wailuku is essentially in the central part of the island, tucked onto the west side of West Maui Mountains. So if you drive through my town, you blink, you'll miss it. Like there's 5 small cities around me. I didn't know I grew up not poor, but what I have now in comparison to what we had then, poor,
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't care type of thing.
Yeah.
I grew up with amazing parents. I have a sister. I loved being outside, like grew up with my cousins, like they were my best friends, and even friends that I've had since we were literally in preschool are still friends because the island's so small. It's bigger compared to others, but not that big at all. So I grew up in the beautiful island of Maui, had really great experiences growing up. And then the second part of your question, like what was like the reasoning behind my drive? My dad, like he was, even from a poor situation, like a cinder block home, walked everywhere, to get to like football practices, school, would try to ride a bike, steal a bike if he could. And then he went and he got his doctorate degree in education, you know what I mean? So he just kept going and going and going. And he made sure that we were like our minds were always like being active, and it wasn't just about education. I played sports like my whole life, and he was like really dedicated to my sister and I's, success in life. So the drive really came from him early on in life, and then the drive now, I know that my pointed success comes from my husband.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
In what way?
I think there was a point in my like late 20s where I kind of, in Utah, like the culture of Utah, wasn't married, wasn't dating, kind of like coasted too much, and just like did the bare minimum to survive, not even to like live, but just to survive. And now that I look back on it, maybe depressed, but I didn't ever think that way. Like I was like, oh shoot, maybe I was back then. But my husband just was like, dude, you need to get a job. Like you need to get a better job. You need to do more things with your life than you're doing. And he just constantly like pushed me to do more and be more. And then when he thought that I hit this point of success, I was like, no, F that. I'm going to do more. So now he's kind of like, holy crap, what is she going to do next? But now the point of success, I know for sure that's taking me on this part of my life is from my husband.
Oh, I love that. What do you think is the scrappiest thing you've ever done?
Okay, so I read this question, right? And I was like, in Hawaii, scrap means like fight.
Oh, okay. I like this. Well, let's do that.
So, oh my gosh. I sat there and I was like, I don't know what the scrappiest thing I've ever done. I feel like when I am always, okay, I will say this. I feel like I'm always an advocate of women of color in places where I'm at. And I'm like, I'm looking around me. I'm like, why am I the only person of color in here? Like, why am I the only woman of color in here? Like, what is going on? Like that. And that's where I get scrappy. And I'm like, Kate, you need to recognize me. A, B, after you love me, I'm going to introduce you to more people like me. And I'm going to keep fighting for that. Always. Like, it's never a question for me now. It's never like, do you think that you would bring a friend? And I was like, listen, if they're qualified and this is really what their path is, then I'm going to make sure that happens, you know? So I feel like that's a fight in me that I never want to give up. And I'm continually learning how to be better at it. I don't think I'm perfect at it yet, but I'm going to get there.
Yeah. When in entrepreneurship, scrappy is like the thing that you do that is like, you're like fighting for yourself basically in your business to stay alive. So I love that in Hawaii it means fight.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of this, it's the same concept, just different meaning a little bit. But I do love that. Do you feel like you're getting somewhere with women in business, people of color?
At my company where I'm at currently, yes, I do. And I think that's hard for the stigma that's around my company. Do I think that it could be better? Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. But I do feel like we're getting there. And it's like a point of conversation that's not even, it's like, oh, what about diversity? And I'm like, okay, that question was never asked, which is great that we're asking it now. Like, let's go into more depth. So
yeah. Also, to have you recruiting is so smart and powerful.
Yeah.
Then the pipeline becomes built from
100%. Yeah. And my boss, who I assisted for a year and a half, he never limited me in what I could do. He would like correct me. And don't get me wrong, I think everyone needs correction and like just turn a little bit here and there. But he would never tell me, you're too much, you're too little. He would give me things like, just be yourself. Like, just do what you think is right. Like, I trust you. So my last boss that I assisted, he plays a huge part in my life as a friend, but also as a mentor and like somebody who I consider really good for my future and my career. So I get a little choked up thinking about our relationship and how he trusts me. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Because you need people to like believe in you and give you that opportunity.
Yeah,
and he's one of those
for sure.
Okay, you and we've talked a lot about this, but I'm obsessed with your work ethic and how you just approach stuff. You're just like, I'm going to be the best person that you've had in this position. Where did that come from?
From a young age, I knew I was different.
Oh, I love it.
Like, period. I knew I was different. I knew I was outgoing when I needed to, and I knew I was introverted when I needed to. And then later somebody told me that was EQ. You know, I had a really high EQ level of things, but I knew I was different. And I knew that nobody was going to add value the way I add value or create it the way I can create it. And then added on to that later, I noticed that when I was kind, and I was never rude, right? But when I was kind, it would also help my work ethic because it was easier to work. It was so much easier for me to get into a room, have everyone agree or not agree and still be kind about it. And like, maybe we should try this. And then everyone in the room feels better or feels good about the direction and then moving on and actually then driving results. And now that I'm in leadership positions, it's like when people are bought into you, that's great for sure. But then when people are bought into you and then themselves and then what they do, the work is just so much easier. Yeah. So much easier.
Yeah.
And the load is lighter. And then the open conversation of things just happens. So my work ethic just came from knowing that I was different and that I had something different to offer, and that I was going to constantly improve on that, and that I was going to constantly figure out what was the right thing at the right time and what wasn't, because there are times where things are not right, you know? So I hope that answered that.
No, I really like that. I think if like there's someone starting out who's it's not I know running a business isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
Owning your own business isn't for everyone, but I do feel like whatever you're going to do, you can be excellent at it, and I think you really embody that.
That's
like
really kind of you.
I remember the first night we met. And I'd been following you on Instagram for a while, and I was like, I told our friend Noelle, I'm like, oh my gosh, Ailani's here.
Stop.
And I was
It's
so
really the opposite.
excited to meet you because I love how you just are having so much fun on Instagram. But then it's like, have you seen that saying for girls who like excel? It's like a lady in the or a freak in the street, or a lady in the streets,
Freak in the sheet.
freak in the spreadsheets.
Yes. I like that.
And I feel like that's you, is like you are having fun, you're getting down, but when it comes to your career, you are dead serious about it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is the scrappy part. Like, I do have something to prove. Like, and then, I hear people like, you don't have to prove that to anyone. I'm like, no. Nobody looks like me. Nobody has my hair where I'm at. Nobody has done it. So I'm going to freaking do it. And I'm going to prove to all these other people who maybe feel defeated, maybe are finding their path. No, you can do it. You can do this. This is not just for other, if I'm being honest, it's not just for white people. Like, this is for us too. Opportunity comes to those who really do seek it, and if it was so easy for our people, for especially the male, part of our culture. Oh, I'm going to be a football player. Oh, I'm going to be a football player. Okay, cool. What about the females? Oh, females are like cooks, stay at home with the kids. I'm like, never. I mean, you can even see my little drawings in kindergarten. I never had kids. I had like a firefighter truck, and I thought I was going to live in a van on the beach and then be a firefighter at night, at night, that was a thing. So yeah, I just constantly think about that. And I'm like, no, my work ethic is driven by success of monetary, obviously. You need money to bless others. But second, it's literally like, I am going to prove that hope is real.
Yeah.
That hope is real for my people. That it's alive and well, and it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Like influencing others?
Yeah. And even at the concert, I brought some of my friends, and one of my friends has like 3 million followers on TikTok. Like, he's huge.
What's his username again?
Fatty McBatty.
I know. He's so good.
He's so good. But he was even like, I never would have expected this. Like, never in my entire life. I thought I was just coming to the concert. We're going to sit there for 2 hours. So I was wondering why you're rushing us. And here I am experiencing the jazz, or Vivint's courtside suite. And I've been there, and I love that experience. And here other people are like, oh my gosh, like, never in my lifetime would I have ever thought. So yes, I know it's inspiring people, and I know where I'm at is definitely blessing people for sure.
Yeah, I can see the path that you're blazing. I've said this a lot. I talked to actually Clint about this on the podcast, how if you're a white male and you're coming out of certain colleges in Utah, the path, and you want to get into tech, or you want to get into sales, or you want to get into whatever it is, the path becomes clear. Yeah. And for women, for people of color, it is less clear. And you really have to have pioneers like you out there forging the path. Yeah. And then creating opportunities for people to follow.
Right. And I mean, I think you saw me getting emotional. Like,
yes, it was so sweet.
If you told the 10 to 14-year-old me that I was going to do that I was even going to be in an arena, that I was even going to drive on a freeway, that I was even going to have a car, I would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a car. Right. Like, what freeway? What do you mean I'm going to drive? Maui doesn't have any freeways. What do you mean I'm going to drive on a freeway? What is a basketball arena? How many people are in the arena? Like, because I come from a place where, like, our football fields are like dirt fields, Yeah. And our stadium is like the old bleachers that you see in movies that, like, throwback to the 70s. Like, that's what we have.
Right.
You
Like
know?
they're 5 deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, holy crap. No way. No way. So it was just this like aha moment of just, wow. Like, there's no greater thing that I could have imagined in my life at that point than just me being there. It was unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. Okay. What is one lesson you learned early on in your career that is still true today?
Nobody's like you. There's nobody else in the world there's nobody else in the world like you. Nobody has had their same experience that you've had. Everyone is different. So why be like somebody else? Why want to dress like somebody else? Why want to talk like somebody else? Why want to have the same points as somebody else? Differences in opinions matter. They actually probably forge better businesses and business conversations. Why? So be yourself, be confident, keep improving on yourself, whatever it is, physically even. And there's nobody that's going to bring you like the way you bring you.
Yeah. And there's a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you show up as yourself literally every day.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you grow so much on TikTok?
I just kept posting dance videos. I like love to dance.
I love you dancing. It's my favorite.
You too, Kai. I literally just love to dance. And I had we were in Oregon visiting my husband's family. And I was like, I got to post today. So I just went outside to the car, did this like piece up 8-town and just started dancing in my car. And then it went viral, like 20 million views. And then, or it started off with like 100,000, 500,000, 1 million, 2 million. And then it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then I just kept getting more and more followers. And then I got shadow banned.
Oh, you did?
I am currently shadow banned. I've been shadow banned for like 3 years.
Oh,
yeah.
My gosh. Everyone go follow Ailani. Go comment and post. Go comment and like.
Yeah. I made more money on TikTok, and I think that was like the big like shadow ban in that moment. It was just like, you're making money.
So your videos don't get any views right now?
No, not really. Not as much as it used to. Like even before that went viral, I had maybe like on average like 100,000 views, and then just died. But it's okay.
We're gonna get it back.
Yeah, but also I always remember like I didn't start it for the views. I started because I love dancing.
Yeah, you do.
You know, like I didn't start it because I wanted to have everyone look at it. It was like, oh, I love the trend. I love to do it with my friends. So that was what it was. That's
you
what
and Fatty McDaddy.
Yeah, Fatty McBaddy.
Fatty McBaddy. I want him to be Fatty McDaddy.
You should tell him that.
He is so sweet.
He's such a good person.
The sweetest.
He's had a really rough year, and you can see that in his content.
Yeah, I saw him talk about it on TikTok.
And so even that concert, the Lizzo concert, made it even more special
because he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just was a really big full circle for us as like our group of friends.
Yeah.
So
he was really nice. I loved him going up to Ashley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They were cute together.
So funny.
Okay, so what is advice you would give young Ailani?
Oh, young Ailani advice. I would say first, sports is not going to get you your meal ticket, because I really believe that I was going to be like an Olympian.
What?
Yeah.
What sport was it?
I swam my whole life.
Oh.
I was a competitive swimmer, and I was really I think I still have swim records in my high school and also in like the state of Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah. I was about it. I was about that life. And it was so funny because I was still bigger, still taller than every girl there. And in Hawaii, a lot of not Hawaiians swam, a lot of actually like Asian and Caucasian swam. So if you see pictures, there's like little short Asians and then big old me and then short. So it was really funny, but I was damn good. Really good. So I thought that was it. So it'd probably be sports isn't going to get you there. And then I wish I realized sooner that nobody else is like me. And I wish that I vocalized that to myself earlier. Because now I'll say it like, yeah, you no, like there is no one like me. And then The Rock says, be the hardest worker in the room. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be the mother effing hardest worker in the room.
I love The Rock.
I do too. People get cringy with him. I love him.
He can be a little cringy, but that's what I like about him.
Yeah. And he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Like, you shouldn't care.
No, and
maybe you're a multi-billionaire.
I don't think he's B, but he's up there for millionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I loved did you see that episode where someone asked him, out of any celebrity's pet, whose would you want to be?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Dog. And I was like, I like The Rock.
Listen, I would love to be Megan Thee Stallion's dog too.
Who wouldn't?
I would love to be that.
I played sports in high school and I really thought I was going places, but I wasn't good.
What sports did you play?
I played soccer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to run still.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I love running.
Listen, you actually, meant to tell you this and I keep forgetting, but I have been so driven in my career and what I've been doing and what I've been like setting forth that I forgot about my health and not mental health, because mentally I feel pretty strong and pretty healthy, but physically, I mean, I'm chubby and I don't care. Like, I actually really love it. I think it's part of my brand.
Yeah.
but I don't, there's parts of it that's not healthy, right? But I would see you, I was like, dude, Susan's a freaking CEO and she's still like making time to go work out.
It was for, well, I had a mental breakdown last year.
Yeah.
And then I needed some time outside.
Yeah.
Because when I had my mental breakdown, I was working out all the time. And then it got to the point where I couldn't go outside by myself. So I had to like do, I had to get back into it. But I just like, people are like, come to this group fitness class, come do this. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I need time by myself in nature. Yeah.
Well, you would post on your story about like being done working out, and it was like, and this is something else I would tell my younger self, and it would be like 10 o'clock that you would be done working out.
10 a.m.
Yeah. And I'd be like, okay, 9 to 5 is not a real thing.
No.
Like 9 to 5. I think that's another crippling thing for young people, is like they think I've made it when I hit this 9 to 5. It's actually like, no, if you want to be successful, the 9 to 5 is out the window and it's 24 mother effing 7.
Yeah.
Like, that's your life. You know?
Because I'm doing like 2 hours on a Saturday.
Yes.
So that I can work out.
Yeah. And I think I just felt bad if I came to work late at like 9:30.
Yeah.
Because I was like working out. So when I saw you do that, I was like, no, I'm okay. Like, I do work Sundays and Saturdays. Like, I'm fine to come to work at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
11 a.m.
You're going to get your projects done.
Yes. I'm going to get, and it's going to be better than ever.
Well, and I think that goes back to like, if you're putting in the work and you're getting it done, then the people around you trust you.
Yep.
And they're not worried about whether you're in your seat at 9 a.m. or not.
Yeah. Not at all.
Yeah.
And that's just a stigmatism that like, school or life or other people who have done it, the boomers will tell you like.
Yeah. If I could give, someone asked me this on my Instagram not too long ago, but like, what advice would you give to someone in their 20s? And I'm like, just chill out, man.
Yeah.
Just like go to college, live with some roommates, let them beat the crappy things out of you that your parents didn't get out of you. Like have a lot of jobs, travel, run out of money, have to move back to your parents. Like just live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And then, but be a good person and all of that. Yeah.
I agree. So I would say take care of your health.
Yeah.
Physical health, and F the 9 to 5.
Well, do it until you don't need to. That's
sure.
it.
There you go.
Okay. What legacy are you trying to build?
Legacy is a hefty word. I think people throw out legacy and they just like think like, oh, what mark are you going to leave? No, like legacy doesn't mean what mark are you going to leave, or like, what do you want to be known for? Legacy is so much more than that, And then in honesty, it's, I want to leave generational wealth.
Yeah.
And I don't know who to, because I don't think I'm going to have kids.
Your dogs.
My dogs. Or my, you know, my nieces and nephews, or, you know, the community.
Yeah.
Giving back to my community. But generational wealth is something I think about a lot. And then legacy, I just like the word kindness. When I was reading the prompts, I was like, kindness, you know?
Yeah.
All these things, all these people that I get to meet, they're always kind. And I always want to be kind. I want to be, I remember once this roommate was like, oh my gosh, we love your daughter. She's so funny. I was like, F. Why did you say funny? Like, why couldn't you say, oh my gosh, we love her. She's such a good cook. Or like, she's so smart. Why did you say funny?
But you have to be smart to be funny.
But you do have to be smart to be funny.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, yeah, I do love that. I do want to be funny. I want to be kind. And I just want people to, if I was to die tomorrow, I want to be like, she loved me. I know Ailani loved me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want them to feel like she loved me so much that I thought she was my best friend. And then I want everyone at my funeral to argue who my best friend was. No, I'm kidding.
There's a full fight. As long as they put it on TikTok and get you on shadow banned, we're fine.
But yeah, just knowing that people, I just want the interactions to be full and not just this like shallow, you know, like 2-minute thing.
Yeah. I think you do a good job of that. I really like how nice you are.
It's really kind of you.
But you are funny.
I am really freaking funny.
But you have to be smart to be funny. I didn't lie about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's some rapid fire questions.
Okay, here we go.
Favorite thing on the internet right now?
Dogs. Like, oh my gosh, when dogs get groomed, I am a sucker.
Really?
Yeah, like I love watching dogs. Like,
is it relaxing to you to watch them get groomed?
No, I just think they're I love dogs, especially like little dogs. I love them.
Okay.
It's my favorite. And mukbangs. I will always love mukbangs. You know what mukbangs are?
No.
It's when people eat on the internet.
Oh, I can't do it.
I love it.
When they smack and stuff. Like,
oh, bring it freaking on. The more smacky, the more better.
Okay. My husband has misophonia, which is he gets angry when people chew.
Yeah.
And so I actually can't. I've like trained myself not to
chew.
Yeah, not to chew too loud.
I mean, my husband gets pissed. He's like, that's so gross. I'm like, I'm fine.
You know what I like is pimple popping.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Pimple Popper.
Love her. Or or when they get the ear pimple, the ear blackheads.
Inside or on the rim of it. Yes. Mm-hmm. Love those stuff. I also like when they like take it out of their head. Like the little lumps in the head. Have you seen those?
Cysts. Those are too messy for me. Yeah.
I love that stuff.
I also like firefighters on TikTok.
Like the firefighter competitions or like
just watching them.
Okay. Okay. I see you. I sees it.
But you know what? Never have I seen a firefighter that looks like the firefighters on TikTok. Yeah. In fact, if you're a firefighter and you live in the Provo-Orem area,
can you come to this office?
Yeah. Can you prove me wrong?
You know what? Let's just start a fire. A small dumpster fire.
This feels like the right thing to do. And then call 911 and say, we don't know what happened.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, shucks.
While you're here, can you take your shirt off?
Yeah, like, oh no. Oh no. We need your shirt to put out the fire. Shucks. Oh no.
Not the hose.
You have eight abs. It's crazy. I'm married. I want that. Don't look, Susan. Shoot, they're going to have to hose us both down. Ah! Too soon? That's a good one. And I love Drew Offwallow.
Oh, yeah. Love her. She's amazing.
Love her.
I love when I'm watching a video, like, how did this end up on my FYP? And then she pops up with her little evil laugh. And I'm like, yeah, this is why. She's the best.
And she's so smart.
And she's quick.
She's so smart. Mm-hmm. So smart. Love her.
And she will just cut a guy down to their knees. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that it's deserving. Uh-huh. I don't think it's out of turn.
It's not out of pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your dream vacation?
Dream vacation. I don't have one. Vivint has ruined me.
Uh-huh.
I just, flying is hard.
Yeah.
Flying there is, like, anywhere is difficult. I like going back home.
Yeah.
I love my home.
Yeah.
I love Maui.
Yeah.
What's your dream vacation?
Anywhere people just leave me alone.
Ain't that the truth?
Like, I saw a TikTok where it said, my ideal travel companion is someone that realizes we need time alone in bed as much as we need to sightsee.
Yes.
And I just want people to leave me alone. Yeah. I like to go places where I can just chill. I don't like to do a ton of touristy stuff. I went to Paris and London with my daughter in the spring, and that was pretty epic because she's so sweet.
She's a little sweetie, huh?
Yeah, she's sweet. But taking teenagers on a European trip is like investing in 401k.
You lost 10 years.
I lost. Yeah, I will not see the dividends for like 20 years. But it will come. It will come.
Yeah, a lot of times, like when we went to Tahiti this past year.
Yeah.
Like there was one day I was just like, I'm just sleeping all day.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. And my husband was like, okay, yeah, you can sleep all day.
Yeah, you just need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my weekend is I just sleep all day.
Yeah. Okay. I don't feel and that's another thing. If you're a boss ass bitch, don't feel bad for taking the weekend to yourself.
Well, you have to active rest is so important.
Active rest. I think people need to, like, that's huge. Yeah,
which is planned out rest.
Yes.
When you're going to plan it out. And never feel guilty for just sitting. Abby and I we got to get some stuff done, but I was like, I actually just need 15 minutes on TikTok real quick to reset.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So what does your typical day look like?
Typical day, wake up, get ready. I got some big hair, so it's loving on my hair first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel good when I put makeup on. Like that's just what it is. So I put makeup on every day. That's another thing in my childhood I never probably would have thought I would say. But makeup makes me feel a little bit more awake, and I love the creativity in it, and I love the way you can like transform. So that part of my day is pretty important to me. I'll go straight into the office and I'll just start getting it. Start attacking whatever projects I have. I'm constantly thinking about what I need to do next. Like there's never a moment where like, oh, it's 5:00. Just stop thinking about no. I'm even on TikTok and something comes up and I'm like texting my team, we need this. Like we need to go get this item. Like we have to go do this. Like we have to figure it out. And sometimes it's like 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll get after it. I'll get after work. I'm in meetings. I'm figuring out new processes. I'm gathering data, making sure that it fits, that it's right. If it's not right, what can we do? What's the best solution? And then I go and I make sure that I'm building relationships with everyone. The custodian, like I just met Michi today, new custodian in our building. Or I'll go talk to like one of my biggest mentors who's our CRO. And I'll just kind of cruise and talk and, be around people and then turn around, get right back into it. And my day, whenever I feel like I'm done, which I'm really grateful my husband's like really good about, because my day sometimes ends at 8 p.m. at the office, and that is what it is. Or it's, 5, whatever. And then I go home and I like actively rest. Like I decompress and I don't touch my phone for like an hour. My husband cooks me dinner. Or
same.
My husband cooks me dinner, or he like goes out and gets me dinner.
Mm-hmm. He hunts and gathers for you.
Yeah, hunts and gathers for me. Yep, 100%. I'm actually trying. Like after we had our dinner, I was like, I'm gonna retire my husband. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Like when we had, I'm not saying that like my husband doesn't like to work, but he also loves to just be at home with our dog. He probably could make way more home improvements if he had more time. So I'm going to retire my husband.
He's going to be a stay-at-home husband.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have kids, but we got a dog, and he wants another one. So he can do that. And then he can, self-love projects.
Yeah.
Men need it too.
Yeah. Also, I think my man, he loves nothing more than when I come home and I'm like, can you make me some dinner? Yep. He just loves to make me dinner. It's nice.
I love that.
Yeah, we
Isn't
love
that. Isn't that the best?
Mm-hmm.
It's the best. So come home, he'll make me dinner. He'll watch football. I'll watch Riverdale as of late. Oh my gosh, the chokehold that show has on me.
I've never watched
Don't
it.
do it.
Okay,
it's
I won't.
Stupid. I hate it. Like, so bad.
But you still gonna
I
do
can't. I was like, gotta see it through.
Gotta
Got
see it
to see it through.
my boy.
My boy. So I'm on this effing show and I hate it, but we'll watch something and then we'll go take our dog out on a walk and chill. I'll take calls. I'll answer text messages. End my night clearing my inbox, and then I'll go to bed. Maybe watch some TikTok. And I've also made it a goal this year to post every day on Instagram.
TikTok, on Instagram.
Yeah. So I'm almost done, and I'm like, okay, I'm almost done.
Girl, you're gonna make it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it, and I'll post. I mean, I make more money off of Instagram now than I do on TikTok, so I'm gonna do it.
Who needs TikTok?
I do.
Me too. I love TikTok.
Dude, TikTok is incredibly intelligent.
It is unmatched.
Unmatched.
Like the funny stuff I see on there is just, I want to see your For You page after we're done. Okay. Last question.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 3 categories.
Okay.
You pick one and then I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Girl boss, gatekeep, or gaslight. Pick one.
Girl boss.
Ooh. Who's your least favorite girl boss?
What does that mean? Like,
You know, like a like a girl boss. Do you like girl bosses?
yeah.
There's like girl bosses and there's girl bosses, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
My least favorite girl boss. Oh, it might be controversial.
Should we do a hot take? Do you want to?
I don't care. Candace Owens.
Oof.
Least favorite.
You know what? Same.
We don't have to go into the why, but literally my least favorite.
She's worst. Okay, thank you, Candace Owen. This episode is sponsored by...
She'll probably get on like, well, you're obese. And I'm like, I know, Candace.
Tell us something we don't know. Takes 0 intelligence to figure that out. Okay. Thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having
Ailani
me.
Miller, not Jones.
I was like, it's cute. We'll keep it until we get there.
You're the best. I seriously love you.
I love you more.
You're the best. Thank you.
Thank you.